Hi, thanks for joining me again today. If you're new, I am a homeschool mom of 3 young children. My oldest is in preschool, so we're really just beginning homeschooling, but I was homeschooled as a child all the way through. And so while I am new to the homeschool teaching aspect of it, I feel very comfortable in the homeschool world and very familiar with it. So today is a collaboration with other homeschool moms discussing our New Year's resolutions or goals for the new year. And I actually prefer goals for the new year because I never keep my resolutions, but I can make goals to work toward. So there is a link to the playlist down below. So check that out, see other moms, what they're wanting to achieve this next year. And let's get started. I do have some notes today because I've kind of thought about it and been thinking through what actually I do want for this year. So I'm gonna have to glance at those and reference that. So sorry about that. But I have 3 main ones that I'm wanting to keep in focus. And those are what I really want to prioritize. I feel like if I make too many goals, then I don't hit any of them. So we're going to focus on 3. And the first one really revolves around I struggle with patience with my children. And I am sure that is a common struggle with homeschool moms. And I've really been thinking about that I need to be more aware of my own heart and my own attitudes, especially on the rough days, because I'm trying to teach my kids good attitudes. I'm trying to teach them how to come and have a good time and enjoy it. And if I can't do that, how can I teach them? And as a Christian, I know that that comes from God for me. I just don't have it on myself. I am tired. I am grumpy. I am frustrated. I have a short fuse some days. So I think my first goal is really that I want to incorporate prayer into my day before I start homeschooling. And I don't mean a long, lengthy half an hour time. I mean, I want to take like 1 to 5 minutes before I sit down at the table with my children to pray and to resettle my mind and to think about it and to consider that I am reflecting God to my children, and that my example is important, and that my patience is not of myself, but is of Him. So to really just ask Him for that grace for the day, and then to think about what my goals are. Like, I have these goals that I set for my children, and are they important? Are they goals of achievement that they must do, and I'm getting mad because they're not meeting what I want? Are they realistic? Are my children actually slacking, or am I just expecting too much of them? So I guess also that prayer includes prayer for discernment, prayer for understanding my child's mood. Is he really having a hard day, or is he just pushing my buttons? So I want to incorporate that and hopefully kind of slow myself down, reevaluate, consider how do I go into this day to make it a good day and to get my strength and my energy and my patience from God rather than from myself, because I don't have much of it. And how do I really have gentleness even when I'm frustrated? How do I cultivate that from God? So again, just taking a few minutes, not a lengthy chunk of time. I really want to incorporate that into my day this coming year. 2, my second homeschool goal is do not buy a lot of homeschool curriculum until I am ready to make that final order for the 2024 school year. If you're like me and a lot of other homeschool moms I know, it is like, it becomes like this habit to buy and see and want the newest, latest, or the next thing, or, oh, that looks really good. And I can buy a little bit more than I need, and I can buy things and then I find something else that I'm like, oh, but I like that better. And so my goal for the next chunk of this school year is to really minimize that. And I think I can do that by asking a couple of questions. One is, am I for sure going to use this in the next school year? So is this something that I have used before and I am going to continue using, right? Is this something that I just recently heard about and have just decided to use? Because if that's the case, I really need to hold off on doing it. Is this something I saw somebody else using and I'm like, oh, that's cool, because maybe I should wait before grabbing it? So some of those questions. Also, I mean, there's exceptions, I think, to this rule. And one is it a unit study for this particular season or holiday or occasion? Because obviously I'm going to need to buy that now, not at the school year, right? Like Christmas, I need to buy a Christmas study, not in June of next year, but right now. Also, is this a sale? And that is also one that gets me hooked up, because I see sales and sometimes I should buy them and sometimes I shouldn't. For instance, if I am looking for a sale on something and there's this item that I've had on my list and I see a great sale, that's one thing. But if I'm just searching the internet or searching the world of homeschool and I see this amazing sale that I wasn't necessarily planning on buying, I should probably think twice before buying that. Again, is it a price I will not find again before the next school year? Because sometimes I see a sale that's like $1 or $2 off. I'm like, oh, I should buy it. But it's not really like that much of a sale that I need to like buy it now versus waiting. Like my goal says, to wait to make that purchase until I'm ready to use it. Another couple of questions as I look to buy these curriculums, or as I'm like trying to slow myself down from buying rather, is this too much? Am I adding too much to the plate? Because often they're like one-off things or unit studies or cool, like, oh, that's cool, I want to add that. And I'm not even necessarily replacing something, I'm just adding. And in that case, again, I need to stop and think, do we have time and room for this? Because if not, then I shouldn't be buying it. So I guess just I want to not buy unless I see a sale that is really good for something that I know I'm going to use, or is a current using study, what I'm using right now, or something that I've been looking for. I don't want to just buy because I've seen somebody else buying. I should make a note. If I see this item that I'm like, I want to use that next year, but I know I'm not buying right now, make a note, make a wish list, make something that you can go back and look through when you're ready to make that final order in summer, and do that. So that's my next one, is not to buy a lot of curriculum in advance. And I don't really have an excuse because I just got all my Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals for the things that I was waiting for, and everything else can probably wait. So number 3, and this is just a small one, but it's something that bugs me, and I need to find a better system for my catch-all for my homeschooling spot, especially incoming and outgoing library books that I get for my kids. We have a table in my husband's office, which is also where my homeschool stuff is stored. I have a big bookshelf in there, my homeschool cart, but there's a table that sits in the middle of the room, and I just kind of use it to throw stuff on, stuff that I just haven't dealt with, or I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with, or I need to put away, but I haven't gotten to it yet. And all of those library books, the stacks that I've just got, the stacks that are for this subject, the stacks that are for that subject, and the stack that need to go to the library, and the one I thought is cool but I need to look through still. And it's a mess, and I don't like it. I do not like big piles and big stacks. So I need to think of some sort of system for what's going on that table. So that is goal number 3. And I don't really know what I'm going to do because there's not a ton of extra room in there, but I need to think of some sort of like incoming, outgoing bin for library books, or make a shelf available somewhere for just library books, by subject, by incoming, by outgoing. I don't know, but that is my 3rd goal, is to create a better system for that spot. So those are my 3 goals. Just keeping it to 3 for the new homeschool year. Well, for 2024 through summer, and then we can reevaluate when we change over to the following homeschool year. If you got something out of it, let me know. If you have some homeschool goals for this year, please comment below and let me know what those are. Again, check out the playlist below to see what other moms are wanting to achieve this coming year. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. I do not plan on making another video until the new year. I'm going to take a break over the holiday. We travel, we have a lot going on, and I just need those 2 weeks off. So I look forward to seeing you in the beginning of the year.